Welcome to HueFin News. Today is November the 16th, 2017, and this is our daily cryptocurrency market analysis, whereby we are giving you price movement, price direction according to the price bars and the volume. We are not investment advisors, and we are not giving you investment advice, but rather we are giving you the news according to the charts before any market action occurs on these particular cryptocurrencies. So now you guys can see the market cap is at $225 billion. Yesterday it stood at 219, so that's an increase of around $6 billion. And I want to point this out to you guys, to everyone. It's that Bitcoin dominance is at 58.2%. That is almost around 60% of the cryptocurrency market. So that definitely tells you overall that a lot of the money in the cryptocurrency space is in Bitcoin at the moment. You guys can see the market cap for Bitcoin is now at $131 billion just for one cryptocurrency. That is phenomenal. They ended the day up higher, up 7.70%. We forecasted them to at least go to 7,500. As you guys can see on this website, it is now at 7,854. But either way it goes, we are still in profit mode for Bitcoin. You guys can see Ethereum down 0.83%. Bitcoin Cash took a dump today, fell dramatically, down 26.32%. Ripple is up 5.93. Litecoin is also up 13.58. Dash is down 1%. IOTA is up almost 10%. Neo down almost 1.5%. Monero down 0.61. And Ethereum Classic down 3.29. So some cryptocurrencies ended the day very well. Other ones ended the day dramatically lower. And that's why it's important to know the language of the markets. So now we're looking at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is up 8.61%. Last trade was at $7,867.40. So our analysis yesterday told you that we were expecting Bitcoin to move higher, and that initial point was at $7,500. And as you guys can see, the market definitely has surpassed that amount. But nevertheless, our analysis in the direction of where Bitcoin was going to go was correct. So anything over $7,500, you guys already know that we at HueFin News are very happy about that. Nevertheless, Bitcoin did make all-time highs today, cracked $8,000, which is pretty good. And one of the things I want to point out to everyone is the fact that Bitcoin, as the market is moving higher, is also increasing in price. So that tells us market participants are still interested in higher prices. And what we will be expecting for Bitcoin is for them to continue to move higher. But we are noticing the fact that the bar closed off of the highs, which tells us that selling occurred today in the market for Bitcoin. So now let's go ahead and look at a smaller time frame. This is a 6-hour chart to see where Bitcoin can possibly come down and touch. And as you guys can see, if it does move lower, expect it to come down to $7,600 initially to touch, and it might come to 7,800 first. And if we get more precursors of strength here, it can move higher from there. If not, then expect it to come to $7,600. And if that is not going to hold and we get more precursors of weakness here, then 7,400 will be the next area. But our analysis for them is for them to continue to move higher. But in the event that they do move lower, then $7,600 would be that area. So now we're going to Ethereum. Ethereum is up 0.28%. Last trade was at $331.20. So we told you yesterday on the video to expect Ethereum to trade sideways, and they did that today right between $320 and $340, which is a pretty good sign in the fact that the market did move higher, but it was able to close higher than the close from yesterday. So it tells us interest in high prices is currently in the market for Ethereum. So with that being said, we are still expecting Ethereum to move higher, and that first spot will be $340, and then it might come all the way up to $350 if we get a very strong push to go up bar on tomorrow. But in the event that the market is still giving us precursors of weakness, we are expecting Ethereum to hold $320. Okay. And if anything breaks that $320 area, then Ethereum would definitely go down to $310 or even $315. So now we're going to Bitcoin Cash. So Bitcoin Cash is down 22.23.25%. Last trade was at $910.61. So you guys see what occurred today for Bitcoin Cash. We told you that they was going to be moving lower, and initially we said it's going to come to $1,000. And once it came here, if you guys would have saw on a smaller time frame, we would have gotten more precursors of weakness, which is the reason why Bitcoin Cash came all the way down to $862.10. So what are we going to expect for Bitcoin Cash? Well, we're going to break it down to a smaller time frame and show you. So it looked like on the last 6-hour bar here, the market has really taken a nosedive. The market did try to shoot higher, but eventually it came all the way down to where the open and close occur multiple times here. The market is giving us indication that buyers are in the market, and it might come back up to $1,000 in or around $1,000. Like it might come to the lows of these two bars here. But nevertheless, it might come all the way back up to and around $1,000. And once it reaches that point, if we get precursors and weakness there, it will come back down to and around $750 to $800. Okay. So that is our analysis for Bitcoin Cash, is for them to at least go between $1,000 all the way back down to $750 to maybe even $800 as well. See, one of the things we want to see is Bitcoin Cash find support in or around that $800 area. And once it comes to that point and we get more precursors of strength, then that is when Bitcoin Cash will be moving higher. It might even move higher on this particular bar because we can tell that buyers are in the market. So they might push it up to and around $1,000. So that's why we gave you that price range. So now let's go to Ripple. So Ripple is up 9.19%. Last trade was around 22 cents. So our analysis, we said that Ripple was going to move slightly lower. Now we might have to change our terminology on what we mean, because obviously you guys can see that Ripple shot all the way up to 28 cents right here around that area of resistance. And we just said that it might come up to 22 cents, but nevertheless, our direction was correct. So if you guys was in this trade, you guys made a substantial, or you had the chance to make a substantial profit as Ripple went all the way up to 28 cents. One of the things I want to show you guys on this particular chart is look at the volume for today. This is the highest volume that Ripple has ever seen, and it's around 265 million cryptocurrencies was being traded between buyers and sellers on today. So now what do we expect? So we did, even though we have a very large and wide spread, the market was still able to close around 23 cents. And that is right here around a key area of resistance for Ripple. So with that being said, if Ripple would not give us a push to go bar right now where it's trading around 23 cents, then it will be moving lower, and that will be right here towards 22 cents if the market is only slightly weak. But if it's giving us more precursors of weakness, then it can come all the way back down to 21. So there's three things that we're looking for in Ripple, and the first one is if we're going to get a push to go a bar to break through 23 cents, and if so, it will go all the way back up to and around 24 or even 25 cents. If we do not get a push to go a bar, then expect Ripple to at least come and touch 22 cents initially, and then if the market is still weak due to all the stockpile that we see on this chart on this one particular bar, then it can come all the way down to touch 21 cents as well. So now let's go to Litecoin. So Litecoin is up 10.79%. Last trade was at $69.81. So Litecoin is the cryptocurrency of the day that we did not get our analysis correct on, but it is okay because we have gotten Bitcoin correct and we have made substantial profits on that one alone. So as you guys know, we are all human, and I tell you guys constantly that you cannot hit a home run every time you come at bat. Hope you guys like that analogy. But nevertheless, Litecoin moved higher and it gave us a very wide push to go a bar today with stockpile on it. Our analysis was for them to trade sideways, and that was between 64 and then originally around $61. And you guys can see at the very last hour, 2 hours of the day, Litecoin finally broke out. So that's why we continually tell you to be proactive in your trade and try to know when the market is going to move. And this is how long it took throughout the whole trading day, Litecoin to finally break out and move higher. But that is okay, because our opportunities are always present in the market and we will just catch it on the next one. So now we see that there is stockpile being revealed for Litecoin. That's why the market is currently moving lower. And we necessarily do not have a lot of information in the background for Litecoin to see where they are going to be trading, because you guys can see that $72 initially was a very key area for resistance / support for Litecoin. So that is going to be a key area again while it is trading here now. So the market can actually come all the way back down to around $66.50 if the market was going to move lower. As we see now, the market is moving towards 68. So the market, please know, with the stockpile that's on the bar, can come back down to $66.50. It might even come all the way back down to 64, depending on not if the volume from today was mostly selling. If not, Litecoin can continue to move higher, and that first area, of course, is going to be $72. Just like with Ripple, we need to see a push to go a bar in order for Litecoin to come and break through $72. Okay, so that's our analysis for them, is that we need a push to go a bar for them to break through $72. If not, then expect them to at least come to $66.50, and if not that, come all the way back down to and around $64. So now we're going to Dash. Dash is up 4.29%. Last trade was at $438 and $438 even. So this is why it's imperative for you guys to stay active on your trade, because the market over the last 4 trading days has been stagnant. It's beginning hit with stockpile and consumption both occurring on these bars, because Dash just continue to close right around each other, but the market wasn't necessarily moving lower as well. And that's why we now have this push to go bar on Dash now. So we are expecting them, it's quite easy, to at least come to 440, and currently went all the way up to $437 on very light volume, so the interest in this price may not last. Okay, so please keep that in your particular strategy as well. So since the market is moving higher, I'm going to go ahead and move it to a smaller time frame so we can see where it can possibly find some resistance. So given this very strong push to gold bar that is currently forming, is not completed, it does look like Dash is going to try to come back up to $450. If not, it might come to the high of this particular bar, which was $441. Okay, so our analysis for Dash is for them to continue to move higher, because this is a very strong push to gold bar. We have volume back in this up move as well, and eventually it's going to come to that 450 that we mentioned a couple of videos back, and you guys can see that it's continuing to move higher. So interest in higher prices is currently ongoing for Dash, and it looks like we're going to try to hit $450 for Dash. So our analysis for them is for them to continue to move higher, and that 450 is going to be the area that we want them to come and trade. And if it does move lower, then expect it to at least come and touch $420. And there it goes, just hit 440. So now we're going to go to NEO. So NEO is down 1.53%. Last trade was at $28.77. So NEO just traded sideways. We expected that on our video yesterday. Went up to $30, came all the way down to $28.45. One of the good things we like to see is the volume is light. The low of the bar did not move as low as yesterday's bar. It's pretty good as well. So we're still expecting NEO to move higher, and we're still expecting $30 to be that location. But one of the things I want you guys to pay attention to is the fact that it did move up to $30 today, but it wasn't able to sustain that price. So overall, NEO can still move lower, and if that's going to be the case, expect it to come around $27.25, or might even come to straight even $28, and come there and touch and then move higher. But overall, we're still looking for NEO to trade sideways to maybe a little higher, or might even be substantially higher, just like what occurred today in Ripple. So now let's go to Ethereum Classic. So Ethereum Classic is down 0.70%. Last trade was at $16.97. So we have a consumption type bar for Ethereum Classic right now. The market shot all the way down to $16, and we forecasted that yesterday on our video. To see the market come and close up towards the high of this bar is pretty good as well. So we're expecting Ethereum Classic to trade sideways at least, and expected to come all the way back up to around $17.50. It might even come all the way up to $18 if this consumption bar is really giving us more strength than what we're actually seeing. The volume is definitely backing the move for Ethereum Classic to move higher, so it is very probable and possible that they can come back up to $18. But in the fact that it does move lower, then expect it to come to 16 once again. So Monero is down 2.32%. Last trade was at $122.27. So pretty much like with Dash, Monero is not necessarily trading in any one direction. It's just within a range over the last 3 or 4 trading days, and you guys can see how the market shot all the way up to $128, but then it wasn't able to sustain that price, and it closed below the open of today's bar. And you guys can see how the volume is increasing, and as the market shot higher, so that definitely tells us that the sellers are in the market today for Monero. And with that you guys can know that Monero should be moving lower. Now you guys can see it's moving higher currently, and it might come all the way back up to 124 just to come and touch and then move lower again, and it might go all the way back down to 116 initially, and then if not 116, it might come to 115, then eventually 110. Okay, so that is our analysis. The only way that Monero will be moving higher off of all this high volume for today is if the buyers or the market, some event or news unforeseen was to come out, and everyone becomes ecstatic and it moves higher past the high from today. But given this high volume, it's not likely that Monero is going to break higher than 128. But in any market, there's always that possibility. So that's all we have for today. Guys, make sure you stay profitable, and I'll talk to you guys later. You guys have a good one.